Have you ever felt stuck, like life isn't moving the way you want? You're not alone. Many people feel trapped by routines, unsure how to break free and truly live with purpose. This is where ancient Stoic principles can make all the difference. For centuries, Stoic philosophers have shown us how to deal with life's challenges, find inner peace, and embrace what matters. Whether it's overcoming struggles at work, dealing with relationships, or simply finding meaning in everyday life, Stoicism holds timeless wisdom. In this video, we'll explore 7 powerful Stoic teachings that could redefine how you approach your life journey. From breaking free of your comfort zone to understanding why patience is power, these lessons will help you find clarity and strength. Don't just go through the motions. Learn how to take control and live with intention. These are teachings you can apply every day. Ready to change your life? Let's get started. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment sharing your thoughts. 1. Your comfort zone is your coffin. We all have a place where we feel safe, where life is predictable and challenges are few. But what if that sense of comfort is actually holding you back? Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius taught that real growth begins when we step outside of that zone. Staying in your comfort zone is like living in a coffin. Sure, it's safe, but it's also where your dreams and potential are buried. Think about it. When was the last time you took a risk or tried something that scared you? If you've been in the same job for years, avoiding new challenges in your career or relationships, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're stagnating. Stoicism teaches us that life is full of challenges, discomfort, and obstacles, and it's through facing those that we begin to live with true purpose. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Do not be afraid of what you are about to suffer." The Stoics believed that suffering and challenges aren't things to avoid, but rather lessons to embrace. You can either avoid them and stay where you are, or face them and discover what you're truly capable of. Every difficulty, every obstacle, is a chance to grow stronger. Take, for example, the story of Alex Honnold, the American climber who famously scaled El Capitan without safety ropes. He didn't stay in his comfort zone. Instead, he spent years preparing and training his mind and body to face fear and uncertainty head-on. Honnold's story illustrates the Stoic idea that life's greatest challenges aren't meant to be avoided, but to be faced with courage and preparation. But stepping out of your comfort zone doesn't have to be as extreme as climbing a mountain. Often, it's the small life changes that make the biggest difference. Maybe it's leaving a job that no longer suits you, having a difficult conversation you've been avoiding, or even starting a new hobby that pushes your limits. These are all ways to challenge yourself and grow. Stoic principles remind us that comfort leads to stagnation. A pond without flow becomes stagnant and lifeless, just like a life without challenges. When you look back on your life, will you regret the risks you didn't take? The dreams you didn't pursue because they seemed too uncertain? Stoicism encourages us to embrace uncertainty as the path to discovering our true potential. The truth is, your comfort zone is safe, but it's also limiting. Only by stepping out of it can you truly live a life of purpose and growth. So ask yourself, what's holding you back? Are you willing to step into the unknown to see what's possible? 2. Expectation is the root of misery. Have you ever felt disappointed because things didn't turn out the way you expected? Maybe a career path didn't lead where you thought it would, or a relationship fell short of your hopes. Stoic philosophy teaches us that the root of this misery lies in our expectations. When we expect things to unfold a certain way and reality doesn't match up, it leads to frustration, disappointment, and even anger. One of the key lessons from Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, is that we are not disturbed by events, but by our judgments about those events. This means that the pain isn't caused by the situation itself, but by the way we think about it. If you expect a promotion at work and it doesn't happen, you may feel crushed. But if you approach the situation without rigid expectations, you maintain control over your emotions. The Stoics believed that life is unpredictable, and placing our happiness on things we can't control is a recipe for suffering. Instead, we should focus on what is within our control: our own actions, our responses, and our mindset. Letting go of expectations doesn't mean we shouldn't have goals or work hard. It means accepting that we can't control every outcome, and that's okay. Imagine you've been saving for months for a vacation, expecting perfect weather, luxurious accommodations, and total relaxation. But when you arrive, the weather is terrible, the hotel is disappointing, and nothing seems to go as planned. Is it the trip that's ruined, or is it your expectation that the trip would be perfect? According to Stoicism, the latter is true. It's our expectation of perfection that leads to misery. Marcus Aurelius, another great Stoic thinker, reminds us that we have power over our minds, not over external events. This teaching encourages us to focus on how we react to life's unpredictability, rather than being upset when things don't go our way. In everyday life, whether it's an unexpected setback in a project or an argument with a loved one, we expect that often fuel our frustration. So how can you apply this to your life? Start by recognizing when your expectations are setting you up for disappointment. Are you expecting things to go perfectly at work or in your relationships? Are you attaching your happiness to specific outcomes? If so, it might be time to shift your perspective. Letting go of expectations doesn't mean giving up. It means finding peace in knowing that some things are beyond our control. It's a shift in mindset that allows us to live more freely, without the constant pressure of unmet hopes and dreams. 3. Friends are not forever. We all want to believe that friendships will last forever. The truth is that friendships, like all things in life, are impermanent. Stoic philosophy teaches us to understand and accept this reality, so we don't suffer from unnecessary heartache when relationships change or come to an end. As humans, we are wired to seek connection, but over time, people grow, change, and sometimes move in different directions. What Stoicism reminds us is that this is a natural part of life. Epictetus, a well-known Stoic philosopher, once said, "You become what you give your attention to." If you hold on too tightly to the past, you're not living in the present. The important lesson here is to appreciate friendships while they last, but to accept that not all relationships are meant to endure forever. Think about your own life. You probably had close friends in high school or college, but as time passed, your priorities shifted, and maybe those friends were no longer as central to your life. Does that mean those friendships were meaningless? Not at all. Every friendship serves its purpose, whether it's teaching us something about ourselves, helping us through tough times, or simply sharing joy. But Stoic teachings ask us to remember that people are constantly changing, just as we are. Marcus Aurelius, another great Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." This quote reflects the idea that clinging to what once was only brings suffering. When we learn to embrace the fact that friendships will naturally come and go, we free ourselves from the pain of attachment. We begin to value the time we have with others without expecting it to last forever. In today's world, where social media gives us the illusion that friendships are everlasting, it's easy to feel disappointed when a relationship fades. But Stoicism encourages us to see this as part of life's flow. The people who are meant to be in your life will be there for as long as they are meant to, and others will move on. Accepting this reality brings peace and clarity. So the next time a friendship fades, ask yourself, am I holding on because I fear change? Or am I ready to embrace the next chapter? Let go of the need for permanence, and you'll find freedom in your relationships. Stoic principles remind us that life is a journey, and every person we meet is part of that journey, not the destination. 4. Sacrifice is essential. We live in a world that constantly tells us we can have it all: success, comfort, relationships, and time to enjoy it all. But the reality is that life requires choices, and those choices often come with sacrifice. Stoic philosophy teaches that sacrifice is not just inevitable, it's essential for achieving meaningful goals and true inner growth. For the Stoics, sacrifice doesn't mean suffering or loss. It means choosing what truly matters over distractions or temporary pleasures. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This shows that personal growth often requires sacrificing the approval or praise of others. To grow, we must give up superficial gains, whether it's recognition, material possessions, or even comfort. Look at the lives of top athletes like Kobe Bryant or Serena Williams. They sacrificed leisure time, sleep, and even personal relationships to focus fully on their sports careers. Their sacrifices led them to greatness. The same is true for entrepreneurs who risk financial stability to pursue their vision. These sacrifices bring long-term rewards, whether it's success, freedom, or a deep sense of purpose that no one can take away. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what's truly important, not on the noise or distractions of daily life. In a world that celebrates instant gratification, Stoic principles encourage us to take the harder, longer road. Why? Because sacrifice leads to freedom. When we're no longer attached to material desires or the opinions of others, we become free to live a life that's truly ours. But not all sacrifices have to be grand or life-changing. Sometimes it's the small, everyday sacrifices that make the biggest difference. Choosing to spend less time on social media so you can focus on personal goals, or giving up an easy money-making opportunity to stick with your moral values are examples of how Stoicism can be applied practically. When you sacrifice what's not important, you gain what is. This is the core of Stoic philosophy, letting go of the trivial in exchange for the meaningful. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This reflects the power of sacrifice. When we give up things that are out of our control or not aligned with our purpose, we find inner strength and peace. So, ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice to achieve your goals? When you stop clinging to what doesn't matter, you make room for what does. 5. Stop chasing love. Love is one of the deepest desires humans have. We all want to be loved, to feel valued by someone else. But Stoic philosophy teaches us a powerful lesson. Stop chasing love. This doesn't mean giving up on love or relationships, but it does mean that love shouldn't control your life. When we chase love, we become dependent on it. And when you depend on something as fragile and unpredictable as love, you give away control over your happiness. How many times have you seen people lose themselves in the pursuit of someone else's affection? They change their habits, their appearance, even their values, all in the name of love. But the more they chase, the more elusive love becomes. According to Stoicism, happiness and fulfillment come from within, not from someone else. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, wrote, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed." The same idea applies to love. If you choose not to be ruled by your emotions, you'll find strength within yourself. Love, when it's real, will come naturally. You won't have to chase it or force it. Stoicism teaches that the best way to experience love is to live your life fully and independently. When you focus on your growth and purpose, love will find its place naturally in your life without the need for you to pursue it. In modern life, it's easy to get caught up in the chase for love. Movies, books, and social media constantly push the idea that we need someone else to complete us. But this creates a sense of lack, a feeling that we aren't whole unless we have someone by our side. The Stoic approach is radically different. It teaches us that we are already complete. Love is not something to chase after. It's something that enhances a life that is already rich and full. Consider a modern example. You've likely seen people who are so focused on finding love that they ignore other areas of their lives, whether it's their career, personal growth, or even health. But when the relationship doesn't work out, they're left feeling empty and lost. This happens because they place their happiness in the hands of someone else. Stoicism reminds us that love should complement our lives, not control it. So, stop chasing love. Focus on living a meaningful life, one based on purpose, growth, and self-improvement. When you do, love will come naturally without the need for desperation or dependency. Real love happens when you're whole on your own. 6. The majority is often wrong. We live in a world that constantly pushes us to follow the crowd. Whether it's in the workplace, social media, or our personal lives, there's always pressure to fit in and go along with what everyone else is doing. But Stoic philosophy teaches a different lesson. The majority is often wrong. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus believe that we must think for ourselves and not be swept along by the opinions of others. It's easy to get caught up in the latest trends or social pressures, but what is popular isn't always right. The Stoic approach encourages us to question, reflect, and make decisions based on our values, not the crowd's. Think about how often we see people make choices based on what everyone else is doing, whether it's choosing a career, making financial decisions, or even forming opinions about world events. Following the majority might seem like a safe option, but Stoicism reminds us that real strength comes from independent thinking. When we allow the crowd to decide for us, we give up control over our own lives. Social media is a perfect example. Platforms are filled with trends that encourage people to act without thinking critically. Viral challenges, popular opinions, and the desire for likes and shares often drive behavior. But are these actions based on your values, or are they simply a way to fit in? Stoicism teaches us to resist this urge. In a world full of noise, it's essential to step back and ask, am I doing this because I truly believe in it, or because it's what everyone else is doing? Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This idea applies here. The crowd might react one way, but you have the power to choose your response. Independent thinking is a core element of Stoic philosophy. It gives you the strength to act according to your values, not society's fleeting desires. It's about standing firm in what you believe, even when the majority disagrees. Let's look at a real-life example. In business, the most successful entrepreneurs are often those who go against the grain. They don't follow trends, they create them. They trust their vision, even when others doubt them. This is a powerful lesson from Stoicism, the courage to think independently and make decisions that align with your purpose, not the crowd's expectations. So the next time you feel pressured to follow the majority, pause and reflect. Is this truly the path you want, or are you just going along with everyone else? Real strength comes from thinking for yourself and standing by your values. 7. Patience is power. In a fast-paced world where instant gratification has become the norm, patience often feels like an outdated concept. But Stoic philosophy teaches us that patience is one of the most powerful tools we can have in life. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, believed that true strength lies in our ability to wait, to endure, and to face challenges calmly. Patience isn't just about waiting, it's about how we wait. We often want immediate results, whether it's in our careers, relationships, or personal goals. But Stoicism reminds us that nothing meaningful happens overnight. Building a fulfilling life takes time, and patience is the key to achieving lasting success. Think of it like planting a tree. You don't see the results right away, but with time, effort, and patience, that tree grows strong and steady. Stoicism teaches that life is full of unpredictable events, and patience helps us stay centered no matter what happens. It allows us to face setbacks without becoming frustrated or giving up. When things don't go our way, instead of reacting impulsively, patience gives us the power to respond with thoughtfulness and wisdom. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Time is like a river made up of events which happen, and a violent stream, for as soon as a thing has been seen, it is carried away, and another comes in its place." This quote illustrates the Stoic belief that life keeps moving forward, and patience allows us to navigate that flow without resistance. In today's world, it's easy to lose sight of the long-term view. We see people who appear to succeed overnight and expect the same for ourselves. But what we often don't see is the years of hard work, failures, and patience that led to their success. Whether you're starting a new career, building a business, or working on a personal goal, patience gives you the power to keep going, even when the results aren't immediate. Think of someone starting a business. In the early days, they may face setbacks, financial struggles, failed strategies, or lack of support. Without patience, it would be easy to give up. But with patience, they can learn from their mistakes, adjust their approach, and keep moving forward. This ability to persist in the face of difficulties is what separates those who succeed from those who quit too soon. Patience also brings inner peace. When we stop demanding instant results and allow things to unfold naturally, we reduce stress and anxiety. Stoic principles teach us that patience isn't just a tool for achieving external success, it's a path to inner strength and peace. So the next time you feel frustrated or impatient, remember that patience is power. It gives you the strength to endure, the clarity to make better decisions, and the calmness to face whatever life throws your way. We've covered 7 powerful Stoic teachings that can redefine how you approach your life journey. Each lesson, From breaking free of your comfort zone to understanding that patience is power, holds the potential to create real change in your everyday life. The question is, which one will you start applying today? Take a moment to reflect on these teachings and consider how they can guide your decisions, strengthen your mindset, and bring more meaning to your life. The beauty of Stoicism is its simplicity and practicality. It's not about mastering all 7 lessons overnight. It's about taking small steps that lead to lasting change. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights on Stoicism and personal development. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us which Stoic principle resonated with you the most, and feel free to answer others' thoughts as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.